Cleveland Browns faithful, welcome on into the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was extended yesterday, 3-year deal, $39 million. I believe $26 million of that guaranteed. Listen, that's the very small look of this video that I wanted to hop on and talk about, because there are some unprecedented numbers, some cap figures, some cash-related statistics with this team. A tweet that caught my eye that is really the whole basis of this video was from @MySportsUpdate over on X. He says the Cleveland Browns now have a league-high 13 players making over $10 million this season. So before Owusu-Koramoah, there must have been somebody else who had 12. I didn't look to see who that was because I've been too busy looking at prior Super Bowl championship rosters. I wanted to compare and contrast. He goes on and lists the players and what they make. Obviously, Deshaun Watson at the top, $46 million. Myles Garrett, $25 million. Ward, $20 million. Cooper, $20 million. Judy, $17.5. Bitonio, $16. Conklin, $15. Dalvin Tomlinson, $14.25. Teller, $14.2. and Njoku, $13.68. Delpit at $12 million, Zadarius Smith at $11.5, and JOK being the most recent, freshest contract at $13 million. It's a lot of money. The cap situation for the Browns is inching closer to $300 million. Was just over there looking at SpotTrack, looking at their numbers. So I understand Andrew Berry is the cap wizard. I think that having a analytical, numbers-based guy who also knows football is one of the largest advantages in the National Football League. Is what makes our front office so good. Is what, in my opinion, creates the best front office in the city of Cleveland major sports teams. My opinion. So I don't want to come on here and be, hey, this is doom and gloom. It's only going to go down from here. This is unsustainable. It's a house of cards. It very well could be moving forward. However, this is the focal point year. This is the all-in year. I am going to stand on this conclusion. I'm going to pound the table. People are going to say it's premature. People are going to say the window is going to be open, specifically with having all these players. The window is wide because of people on, longer extended contracts. You just gave Njoku a contract, Delpit, JOK. You just secured Judy's contract over the offseason. But there is too much riding on this season alone, in my opinion, where the goal, to me, minimum, and I have high standards. I'll be the first person to tell you this. I have extremely high standards, especially for Cleveland sports. A lot of Cleveland sports fans, they just want to show up to games and have fun. Yeah, I want to do that too. You know what's showing up to games and having fun and watching them on TV is winning games in the postseason, going all the way, being in World Series, being in NBA Finals, being in the NFL playoffs. So if you guys want to hang out and just, hopefully we get 8 or 9 wins, and, same thing with the Cavs. Oh, hopefully we win the first round. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I want the best, highest expectations from these teams. All right, we're back. Little rant there. We'll be fine. We'll be all right. But AFC championship is my minimum this year. Minimum. Sorry. Oh, you're setting them up for failure. I don't care. Listen up. You have the talent. You've paid people. It's really 3-pronged to me. Listen. You have ownership that is willing to spend money. Love it. Cool. Check mark. You have a competent front office that can identify talent, hopefully, and get those guys under contract. 3, you have a coaching staff that is undeniably in a correct place to utilize that talent to the best of their ability as far as the NFL landscape, in my opinion. Kevin Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year. You have Mike Vrabel on the staff. Jim Schwartz worked wonders last year. The pieces are there. Go out and do it. I think we got tricked by the COVID year and the 2020 playoff win, because we haven't had a playoff win since. So it's like, we're still in that honeymoon phase, which is totally understandable, where we're just happy if the Cleveland Browns are playing NFL football. I understand. I hear you. I identify with you. Listen, this is not that roster. This is the best roster in the history of the Cleveland Browns franchise. I don't care. I don't care. Better than the teams that won the championships. That's going to be a hot take for some of the older fans. I totally get that. The Jim Brown era, listen, there was only 1/3 of the teams in the league that there are now. The athletes have never been more talented. They've never been stronger. They've never been faster. They've never had bigger arms. Go out and do the damn thing. And I understand it's August. I'm getting myself hyped up for no reason. Still got a month until football and then a long, grueling season. Understandable. Go out there and do it. Like, that's my motto. Just go out there and do it. No excuses. Don't want to hear about it. Work through the injuries. Work through adversity. The AFC is not that good. I mean, it is good, but not relative to us. It's not that there's like all these teams that are so much better than us. There's a couple of teams that are concerning. That's it. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, number one, top of the conference, top of the league. Nobody should be debating that. I don't understand how they get discredited every year, how they're going to suck. They're going to be good. The Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens are still a little bit better than us just based on organizational longevity and coaching staff. And they have better they're going to have better quarterback play on historical data. You have to say that now. The season's going to tell, you play the games for a reason. But outside of that, who is better than us? The Miami Dolphins are a good football team. They are not a elite football team. The Houston Texans are up and coming. The ebbs and flows of the league. The Patriots are irrelevant. The Houston Texans are on the rise again. I understand. I think even though the Houston Texans beat us last year, are they a considerably better football team than us? No, they're not. The Buffalo Bills. This is a weak Buffalo Bills roster. I don't want to, put bad juju out there and because, and then they're going to be good. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of teams that are good in the AFC. The Steelers are going to be competent. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to be good. The only team that I think the Cleveland Browns are looking up at right now is the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. Go out and execute, go out and perform. Really quickly here before we wrap up. I was looking at previous Super Bowl teams. The Kansas City Chiefs last year only had 5 guys making more than $10 million or more. That was it. 5 guys. I go back and look at the 2022 Los Angeles Rams because I was like, we're kind of that formula. Get rid of the picks. Don't really care about firsts, attract people with money, basically bargain with other teams to get rid of the draft picks and whatever, kind of how they developed that team. I'm like, for sure, that team had a bunch of guys that were making over $10 million. They only had 4 or 5 guys too. This is a unprecedented number of people making this type of money. And I get it. You have to take it into context because look, Cooper's making $20 million, or he's making actually 25. This graphic is actually wrong based on the restructure, unless that isn't official. This is the last year of Amari Cooper, unfortunately, in my opinion. We said that last year, but I think this is finally it. Conklin coming to the end of that relationship, in my opinion. He's $15 million. Zadarius Smith, that's a 1-year deal, I believe. So a couple of these contracts, like Wyatt Teller, he's getting up there a little bit. Outstanding football player, but, some of these guys are newer contracts like Njoku, like JOK, but some of these guys are 1-year deals, 1 year left. The relationship could be coming to a close. I get that it's not going to be like this for the next 2 or 3 years because it's really hard to even do that in the NFL. But my moral of the story is here. You've done the legwork with the ownership team, paying people, having the willingness to spend. You've identified talent with the front office, and you have the coaching staff to maximize that talent. That's like A plus B plus C equals dubs. That's all it should be. That's a simple sports organizational formula, in my opinion. And kind of interestingly, to wrap up here, the new dome, Brook Park versus Cleveland, the dome versus the Lake Wars is right in this same vein. Like, the Haslams are putting their foot down. They're going to have high expectations. They want to put $2 billion into an upgraded facility in Brook Park. They are sensing the urgency of the moment. They're basically telling you, look, The Cleveland Browns are going to be really good this year. They're going to shock the world. We're going to build a new stadium, and this is going to be an NFL franchise that is feared for years to come. And I'm so on board. But you have to go out. You have to win football games. You can't just portray competence. You have to talk the talk and walk the walk. But with that all being said, if you made it this far, hit that like button. Get this content out to other Cleveland Browns faithful. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Comment down below. Do you agree? All in year? Am I being dramatic? Do you think we have another window, another 1 or 2 year window after this? Let me know in the comment section down below. That all being said, see you guys in the next one. Peace.